Welcome to Vintage Radio Cafe, your #1 channel for relaxing vintage audio restoration. If you like watching an idiot wielding a soldering iron, you've come to the right place. Watch Ray's attempts to fix wonderful forgotten radios from another era, way before transistors. Sometimes he even gets them working again. What could go wrong, right?
Good morning, everybody. So welcome back. And for me, it's day 9, 9th day working on the radio. Last time I shot any footage, I was explaining or demonstrating rather the results of restuffing the main filter can. So it's back in the cabinet now. Let me try to show it to you. Yeah, it's right here. I hope everything is connected properly, and we'll see. And yeah, I was just about to, to test it to see if everything's connected right and what kind of voltage I get. But before that, I wanted to reinstall the dial plate, so I have an idea if the RF is anywhere close to where it should be, so I can see which stations I'm tuning in. But I couldn't get it in because I almost forgot I had to fix one of the off switch, one of the piano keys. And yeah, this has been puzzling me for a while, because I took some piano keys from the Tannhauser, another Nordmende. It's going to be my donor unit because it's in really bad shape, but it's got so many parts I can use. So these guys, they should fit, okay? And let me change the angle. I'll show you exactly what I mean. It's not complicated, but I just couldn't see it. Okay, let's try this. So this is where the off piano key should sit. Those are the other ones, okay? And when I first tried this, well, I left, the phono one, or was it a phono? Yeah, it was in. And when it was in, I could only see this guy. Okay? I can only see the shaft like that. And, it looked okay to me. I mean, what do I know? It's only when I remove the other one that I notice. Look at the angle. Look how angled it is going down. Actually, we're on the underside, so it's going up. And for the love of me, I cannot figure out how this happened. I mean, when you activate a switch, a piano key, this is the way it goes. That's the direction. It goes downwards. So if you put too much pressure, well, eventually the piano key itself will break. But maybe if you put enough pressure, you'll bend one of those shafts downwards. But this one, that's not the case. It's bent upwards. So it makes no sense to me. I have no idea how it happened, and I'm not sure what to do about it. I mean, I had thought of different scenarios, and one of the things I could have done is, yeah, let's put it in. You'll see what I mean. Let's this one. Let's put this one in the right position where it should go. See, it slides all the way in. Now, if I put it on this shaft, the angle is so wrong. This is the best I can do. And can't really see it from this angle, but it's shouldn't be like that at all. It should be more straight and go in deeper. So one possible solution would be to heat up the shaft and maybe the plastic piano key and force it in, probably melt it in place. And actually something that has crossed my mind is that maybe there was a defect from factory in this one, okay? And instead of undoing the whole assembly, they might have just done that, heat it up, put a regular piano key in, and it fitted inside for a while. I mean, it was missing. It was broken or something. The original I didn't have with me, so I couldn't tell how badly damaged it had been. So that would be one solution. I have I have a couple of those guys, but I really don't want to mess them up if I can avoid it. The other solution I could do is heat up this part, and what I would have to do, since the shaft, like all the other shafts, are going to the flat wafer switch, well, the heat is going to transfer. Although it's a long arm and it's bent different places, the heat is going to transfer, and I'm afraid I'm going to melt something inside or burn, you know. But still, one thing I could do is maybe put a pair of vice grip on the shaft like this. If I can. Yeah, without bending it. And maybe that would, you know, prevent the heat from going. Part of the heat would go to the vice grip. And once I get the shaft hot enough, maybe cherry red if at all possible, then I would do a crescent wrench like this. And bend it upward again. So that's what I'm going to try. I won't lie, I'm chicken shit as hell. It's very risky to do. If the shaft, you know, this arm breaks, I'm screwed. But I don't have much solution besides that. Because, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be possible to dismantle the whole array here and just replace the arm. But the thing is, yeah, let me show you this. It's not as easy as it sounds. The shaft here, I can't remove the shaft. On both ends, it's been, what do you call it, pinged? It's been clipped. So to make sure it never moves out, is never removed. So hey, it would mean, you know, cutting this on both ends and putting a new shaft in. It's way too complicated. It's way above my pay grade. Yeah, that's something David Tipton would do, but he has a skill set for it, not me. So I'm going to try to heat this up carefully, try to prevent the heat from traveling too far, and hopefully rebend this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but no, there's quite a bend from the side there. There's at least 40 degree angle bend. Let me try to get the tripod out of the way. Look at the difference. It's a 35 to 40 degree angle bend. It's not just a little. That's what I mean. That's my point. So, okay, guys. Enough babbling. I'm going to try this, and I'll be back to you. Okay? I'll show you the results, whether I succeed or not. Okay? So, stay tuned. Okay guys, so end of day 9. I finished working on the off switch piano key. As you can see, it fits pretty good. I had to use a bit of clear epoxy to make sure it doesn't rock anymore, because it doesn't fit 100% perfectly, but it's really close. And I just want to show you what I've got so far. I've reinstalled the dial plate, obviously, and the main filter can has been changed. So let's see if it works. Okay, just go normal view. We'll put it on dim bulb, and yeah, let's try tape recorder at first, because that's the last thing I checked and I know it was working. So yeah, the dim bulb reacts normally. The voltage is higher at first. It'll go low when the filament start to heat up and the capacitor charge. Yeah. Let's try to put a bit of music, although it might not work at that low voltage. See what we have. Very, very distorted. Let's try on unrestricted full power, because we're only at 177 volts. Okay, already I know there's a problem with one of the speakers. Let's try another song. Let's try this one. Let's put a bit of volume. Okay, the right speaker. Yeah, so I'll have to stop this. I'll have to check that. I don't know. I changed the capacitor on the speakers because of the distortion, because I was testing it earlier, and it didn't change much. It improved a bit, but at this point I'm suspecting one of the cones on the left speaker is probably ripped or unglued or something. If not, I'll have to look deeper into it. Let's try the FM. The distortion is there. Doesn't tune super well. That's a strong station.
Valérie, ta plus grande fierté, toi? Je pense que je dirais mon premier livre.
The tone shaping control do work.
L'écriture pour moi c'est vraiment important.
Check
je trouve
stereo.
que quand on fait de la télé, de la radio, on enregistre quelque chose, c'est diffusé.
The switch
après,
is noisy.
C'est comme si ça n'existe plus. Pour moi, il y a un truc qui est pas concret. un livre, mon premier livre, de tenir
to
dans
check
mes
that.
mains quelque chose que
Base.
j'ai écrit, dont je suis fière. Puis surtout
Yeah.
l'impact des femmes qui l'ont
So I
lu,
add some
qui ont
base.
été bouleversées par ce livre-là. Ça m'a vraiment...
Donc, le titre était?
Yeah,
le
we
premier,
can
c'était
feel
La
it.
blonde de papa. C'était sur le fait que j'étais une belle-mère. Donc, quand j'ai rencontré mon
No
chum, je
base.
suis devenue la belle-mère de ses 2 filles. Puis, je trouvais que c'était
Full
une réalité
base.
vraiment difficile que je comprenais pas. Puis, on n'en parlait pas des familles recomposées
Presence
en
and
2000, c'est pas si
brilliant.
longtemps. Mais on dirait qu'il y a des...
Yeah,
tu
it
sais, il y avait
changes
un
the
tabou
tone.
entourant tout ça. J'avais écrit sur la réalité des
Much clearer.
beaux-parents puis de la famille recomposée. Puis je me suis rendue
Even
jusqu'au
more here.
gouvernement pour créer la journée nationale des beaux-parents. Ça a été approuvé. Puis tu sais, comme toute cette aventure-là, ce concret-là, je pense que c'est ma plus grande fierté en carrière.
Ben, t'as raison, c'est quelque chose de faire en sorte qu'il y ait quelque chose.
So the sound is
maintenant, dont
sound is really bad, really distorted. I don't have a good reception. Now, the interesting part. Let's try broadcast. Okay, broadcast is here. Nothing. I put the antenna, the ferrite antenna. I activate it. Nothing but static and a pulse. It's pulsating. I don't know if you can hear it. Buzz, buzz, buzz. But watch this. If I go on shortwave 1, put the antenna, and I get the AM stations. Crazy, right? Try to tune it better.
I feel like saving this Saturday, and luckily it's Super Saturday at the SAQ, which means that tomorrow only I can save 20% on select products in store and online. 20% off a selection of wines, spirits, and ready-to-drink beverages. How's that for savings? But you should hurry because it's first come, first served. Super Saturday at the SAQ.
Move the ferrite antenna.
SAQ, the spirit of sharing. Offer valid on select products while supplies last. Must be 18 years and over. Details at SAQ.com.
looking to restore your home's exterior, whether it's brick or stonework,
Yeah.
mortar joints or chimney repairs, or
Okay.
concrete restoration, Angus Construction will meet all your
Doesn't
basic
sound good.
needs. Their
Really,
team of
really
certified
distorted.
masons also specializes in restoration of historical homes. Serving the greater Montreal area, Angus Construction handles both residential and commercial projects. Call
So the
Angus
RF is
Construction
off.
at
This should be 800.
3320,
So we're a bit
or on
off.
our website at constructionangus.com.
Okay, let's turn it off and try to understand what we have here. I'll turn this camera off. Okay. Since the radio has been butchered so much, I mean, the power switch has been removed and bypassed directly. The power cord has been cut and a power switch has been added. What else has been done? The off switch was crooked, okay, was bent, but not downwards, but upwards. So somebody touched it. Somebody moved it and did something with it. That's obvious. So it wouldn't be far-fetched to think that somebody went inside the IF or RF cans or both of them with a screwdriver and messed it up. So would that explain if somebody had turned the lugs all the way to the maximum or to the minimum? Would that make the broadcast band jump to the shortwave switch? I spoke about this with David, and it doesn't seem likely. I mean, there's so much of a difference. It goes all the way to the broadcast goes to 1700 something kilocycles, but the shortwave starts at 3000 megacycles. So there's a lot of difference there. I don't know if you can make that jump. So maybe there's a problem on the switches per se underneath. Maybe some wires are connected wrong. I mean I did unsolder capacitors there to replace them, but it was a one-for-one job, you know. I took one out, put the same value and on the same tabs, the same connecting points. So I don't think I've made a mistake. I've been looking at it for hours and I don't see a mistake there. So what I'll do tomorrow, I'll start with looking at the speakers to see if there's a rip. If there is, I'll fix that right away. After that, I'll have another look at the switch underneath all the because on the off switch there's a switch pack there with many connectors, and yeah, I mean the first thing I think about is that one of those wires, instead of going to the BC, is to the broadcast, is going to switch one. I mean, it would make sense, but I don't see it. And I took the Tannhauser, which is my donor unit right now. So I took the other Nordmende. I compared the connections, although they're different. They didn't use as many capacitors. It's similar, and I don't see any difference. Nothing jumps at me. So I want to fix the speaker first, because then I'll tackle the alignment, at least the AM alignment, and I'll see if I can find the intermediate frequency. I think it's at 460 kilohertz on this one. So I'll try to chase that to see if I can find it at least. But yeah, logically it won't be there, because it's I mean all the broadcast band has been transferred here. So, but I'll try, and maybe it'll help me to find the issue. Okay, stop just for a minute. I'm going to interrupt myself because I've got quite an update for you guys. I've been racking my brains for days trying to figure out what was going on with the piano keys, why I was getting the AM reception on the shortwave 1 switch. And yeah, I was talking with David, you know, texting every day. And, you know, at one point he just looked at the schematic very calmly. Then he replied, asking me, "Raymond, are you sure you have the right dial plate on this radio?" And then I paused for a second and I answered, "You know what? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all." Then he goes to explain, well, look at your instructions and look at the writing on the back panel. It's all in German. So that's an original radio coming from Germany. It's not the export model. And it all makes sense to me now at that point. I mean, the export model, usually they have, you know, the FM, 2 short waves, the antenna, and the AM is here. It's usually like that, but not this one. The German model, and I put stickers here, so I know where they are. The arrangement is FM, shortwave 1, AM, the antenna, and the long wave is here. So no wonder I couldn't figure it out. I mean, me and David, we were looking at the switches and all the connections, and you know, trying to figure out if somebody had, you know, swapped the wires, but it didn't make sense. Didn't make sense for David. Didn't make sense for me, because imagine the kind of knowledge and the patience it would take to change all the wires on the piano keys, on the switches, the wafer switches, and changing all the coils, moving them, because one switch, let's say the AM wasn't working, and trying to get it to work, putting it on a other switch. So it makes no sense. So I'm going to spare you the details and all that, but so many things have been done to this radio. It sort of misdirected me. It skewed me from my usual method of checking things, and I was fixing problems just to get the radio to work, namely the power switch, power cord, the main filter capacitors, which the wires had been cut, and and resolder it on it, but leaving bits and pieces of the wire, the old wires there. So that was dangerous. It was very close, almost touching. So I had to fix that. And at that point, I felt encouraged. I said, "Oh, okay. So maybe somebody played with the alignment. I mean, it wouldn't be a stretch of the imagination to think that somebody, the same guy, turned all the trimmers and the coils on the AM alignment." So, I followed the instructions. David helped me a lot to translate the instructions, the alignment instructions. So I did the AM. I worked 2 days on it, and I'm pretty sure the IF is okay now. The RF, I don't know. Some of the coils had been screwed out, outwards so much they're almost, they were dangling. So I did my best to do the IF and RF, and I tested the radio again, and it sounds as bad as it did the first day I tested it. So this brings me back almost to square one. Aside from the fact that it's already recapped and has new old stock vacuum tubes all around. Aside from that, well, I never checked the voltages on the sockets. I didn't check the resistors. Resistors I usually do at the end after the recapping, mainly because I'm bad. I'm really bad at checking resistors. Anytime I unsolder a leg, to be able to have a clear reading on a resistor, when I try to solder it back, usually I burn the resistor or it cracks, it breaks. I mean, those resistors, they're usually good, but they're all old and they've seen a lot of mileage in their lives, heat and high voltage in some places. So it's always risky, but usually when I start checking resistors, I have the resistors I need to replace, handy, just close to me. So if I break one or I burn one, I can change it right away. So this time I wasn't ready for that. Not as early in the restoration. But that's the plan for today. So that's what I'm going to do today. I can, just very quickly, I'm going to try listening to an AM station, and it's garbage. The sound is so garbled, so distorted. I remember I changed the capacitor on this speaker. It was a loose wire. I reconnected it, but to no avail. It doesn't work. It doesn't work good. I'm not even going to play with the tuning. That's already the best tuning I can get. The FM is a little bit better. Keyword here is a little bit. The IF is not that bad. This is 98.5, so this is 99. Should be a little bit to the right, but it's not that far off. It doesn't explain why this radio sounds so bad, so distorted. Yeah, the low tone, it's always scratchy. There's never one clear station, no matter what I try. So that's the plan for today. I'm gonna take the radio out again. I only put it back in the cabinet because I told you this before. The speakers are all connected with a big 8-pin connector, and I find it complicated just to try to find the right wire to have one, let's say, a shop speaker connected when the radio is out. So it was easier for me to do the alignment this way. And also there's a hatch. There's an access hatch on the back. So I put the radio on its side, on its end, so I could have access to everything. So the accessing everything, all the coils underneath and the trimmers was easier this way. But now for what I want to do, what I need to do, all checking all the sockets and the voltages, it's going to be easier to pull the radio out of the cabinet once again. But I don't mind doing that, As frustrating as this radio has been so far, I still have, enough patience and enough will to live to try to fix it, make it sound better. This radio should sound very, very good I'm quite certain of that. Every guy that have every guys that have one say, you know, they praise it. They say it sounds very good, but it's not my case, not yet. So it's going to be a rainy weekend. We're expecting rain both today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. So, well, tomorrow is God's day. I try not to work on Sundays, but we'll see. We'll see. At least today, I'll get the radio ready and start checking some voltages. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be around either the preamp ECC83 or the EL84s, the output tubes. Pretty sure it's going to be around that. Some resistors should be off. If it's not that, well, I don't know. I'll refer to David again. But yeah, that's what I plan to do today. So I'll get back to you as soon as I find something interesting. I'll do a little more footage. But that's about it for today, guys. So yeah, thank you for sticking by, for staying there with me. I know I'm not always clear on with my explanations, but I do the best I can. And this radio is it's not a simple one to begin with. There's so many capacitors, so many parts, but it's been messed up. It's been worked on and badly. So I have to fix a lot of stuff before I actually start restoring it. So that's where I'm at today. So have a great day, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Take care, guys. Okay, folks. So welcome back. I'm here with with an update about the situation with the resistors on the output circuit. So as you can see here, I have the ECC83 and the EL84s. Okay, so there's two of them. And I did what I should have done at first, and follow the B plus path, but I concentrated myself on all the resistors, okay, between the tubes and going to the tubes. And yeah, it's not as dramatic as I would have thought. Let's say, for example, those two, okay, going to pin 3 of both EL84s. There's a 220 ohm resistor here, another one there, so I should get 440 summed up. I got 454, so it's not that far off. Same here, 2.7 K doubled, so I should get 5.3. I should get 5.4. I get 5.3. Here it's lower though. I should get 820 plus 820 K. That would be 1620, so 1.6 meg. I got close to 1.5, 1.472, and so on and so forth. This little guy here at 220 K, I got a reading at 222 K ohms. So okay, it's really close. Some are perfect, some are a little bit high, a little bit low, but yeah, it's not dramatic. Okay, and now let's look at the voltages. I'll just bring it up. Yeah, I should have done this before. Manual. Let's go on the Nordmende schematic and the Othello vacuum tube voltages. Let's bring this up. So again, there's two readings because there's two tubes, okay, where I should get, let's say on the EL84, those two pins I should get -7. I've got -6 point something, close enough. Pin 9 screen, I got 195, 197.5, should be 230. Same deal with the pin 7, the other plate, or the plate. 212, 209, those are too low. Here it's a little bit too high. Pin 1, pin 6, a little bit too high. those guys, I don't have any readings because they were unreachable. They're buried under so many resistors and wires. There was no way I could touch the pin correctly. But as David said, I could always just, you know, connect, try to reach one pin instead of reaching the two, just one pin, and take a measurement from the chassis ground, you know, twice, and just sum those up to see if I get, you know. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to get something like that. Okay, I should be close to -7 or -1, -2 in this case. So again, it's not dramatic, and the lower voltage is explainable, at least in part, because the rectifier is outputting 20 volts too low. So that should pretty much, you know, make sense, settle itself. But as I was doing this, I saw a little capacitor that I left there because I mistakenly took it for just a Styroflex capacitor. But when I was doing this and moving wires around, then I saw a little plus on that guy, a little positive, and I realized it was an electrolytic. So yeah, let me just show you that. That's interesting. So yeah, have a look at this guy. This is the guy, the electrolytic I was talking about. Should have been 100 microfarad, 15 volts. This is the reading I got. 0.85 nanofarad. And I wrote on it, what the F? Yeah. It's not a resistor yet. It's not completely open, but close to it. So when I changed that, I'm telling you, it improved the sound dramatically. Not on the radio side, but on the tape recorder output, so I could at least determine that there's no major issue on the audio output circuit. Let me demonstrate this. Okay, so we've got the MP3 player set up. We're on tape recorder. Let's have a listen. The pot is scratchy. Let's pause this for a second. Just want to explain something. As you can see, or you can hear, it sounds very good. But here's the thing. Here's the whole setup. Okay? I've got external speakers connected. Those are German speakers. I'll explain them. I'll describe them later on another project. But I just wanted to make sure the distortion wasn't on the audio. And now I know it's not. But anytime I try to put a little too much bass, well, the internal speakers distort like crazy. So I think, but not the external ones. So I think those speakers, voice coils, they've had it. I think they're probably corroded and there's distortion. There's not much I can get from them, and but I don't get distortion on the external speakers, so that's why I'm eliminating a problem on the audio path. The speakers though, the end the end of the audio pad, the speakers, well, if they're garbage, they're garbage. I could try, and I might do it, I could try the ones on the Tannhauser. They might be better, although that radio has been kept in a barn for years, so there's no indication they would sound any better. But that's my point. So let me try to play another song with a lot of bass. Very hard to play on any radios. It's a YouTube recording, and the recording is awful. So let's just put the music back, put some volume. That's another song. This one. If I put so I'm taking the microphone, putting it to the speakers, the internal ones. Granted, it's a very hard song, way too much bass, lousy recording, but still. Distortion is audible even on the external speakers, but they're way worse on the internal. If when I lower the bass, not as bad. Yeah, enough of this. Okay, I hope you get my point. I mean, I think the audio path is fine, but the I have to work with what I have, and those speakers they've had it. I'm pretty sure, as long as I don't push them, especially on the lower end, the bass. But even if I crank up the treble a little bit too high, it starts to distort. So yeah, and I mean, it's been recapped. I reshielded the new capacitors on the tone controls and all that. It should sound better than that, but it's a good start. Now let's have a listen on the radio side. Okay.